Jazz Jennings, one of the most famous in terms of documenting the journey of trans kids, trans teenagers into adulthood. By all measures, just a mammoth success. For trans kids, regardless of their age, they're minors. For trans kids, the level of fear is probably higher today than it's ever been in history, certainly even higher than 2007 when Jazz talked to Barbara Walters. The fear level for trans kids in Florida and in America, what would you say as a parent that has gone through this journey? What would you say specifically to the trans kids in America?
The trans kids in America have a right to be afraid, but they need to know they have the comfort back at home with their own families, that they have that love surrounding them. They're in a blanket, if the parents are accepting, that's going to take care of them. And you have to fight the world. Unfortunately, this is a battle at this point in time. And, you know, the children have a right to be scared and the parents have a right to be scared. But you have to kind of take that and parlay that into the other way. Like, okay, I'm scared, I'm afraid, but you know what? Nobody's going to mess with me or my kid. And I'm going to fight this. They have to fight. You really can't stay silent, because if you don't have a presence, how is there going to be change? And that's what I say with our show. Visibility is the key to knowledge and change. If nobody was visible, you know, what would we know about anything in this world? So the media, like you do, is a powerful thing. And if you have to share your story in the media, and your kid may have to be, you know, have their face blurred out, but you need to share your story and find that compassion, because a lot of people are compassionate and understanding. So you have to seek compassion from others, and those at the top, you know, you have to pull their heartstrings. As
a parent of one of the most famous trans kids, teenagers in the world, are you optimistic that our trans kids are going to survive all of this?
Honestly, and it's sad to say, not every trans kid will survive this. The statistics show it. There are studies that say if they are accepted, they have a much better chance. But there are kids that are thrown out on the street for being transgender, rejected, and they end up, you know, not being with us any longer. And it should not be that way at all. The suicide rates are unbelievable, and attempted suicide rates.
Last related question. You've talked about Jazz. I've talked about Jazz a lot. We've talked about the success of what we've watched her youth and teenage transition has been, and the success of that, and going to Harvard, and where she is at and being an emergent artist. I'm curious of her perspective as trans child and now trans young adult in college. If she was sitting here, what would she say about how her mother did on the journey?
Well, she makes me cry. She's a sweetheart. And she would say, I have the best mother in the whole wide world. And if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have the life that I have today. And the same goes for her father as well, and her siblings. So she's very appreciative of the fact that we went to battle for her, and I've always been there for her. And she's a very loving person. So she'll tell you, if she meets you, can I have a hug? That's just her. So I'm proud of her, and she is proud of me, but I'm prouder. I'm the one that truly thinks that she is a miracle. I was given this child for a reason, and I'm blessed. And she'll say the same thing. Well, it's, you know, you as a mom, because I was blessed. So we're in a love fest, Jazz and I.
Yeah, your trans child, who happens to be named Jazz Jennings, was a miracle. That is a wonderful soundbite. It's a very important topic in the LGBTQ community, and really all of America, what's happening to our trans kids and youth in America. And it's a beautiful story that parenting and the child can be successful, and they can survive, and then they can thrive. And Jeanette Jennings and Jazz Jennings prove that story. Thank you very much for being with us at Queer News Tonight.
It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you.